Hello everybody and welcome to Yarmouth, where we have our southern central hub. At least that's my intention for this beautiful little town. The problem right now is that we have, for example, with the passenger transportation, that not enough people travel with this train here. Only 75, for example, for this train. And the reason for that is, of course, that we don't have any public transportation here yet. Yarmouth is a pretty big town and we still don't have any public transportation here, and that is about to change. I'm going to use the trams once again, so we can use one of the newer tram lines as well. And in that case, let's just see where I might start with the whole thing. First of all, once again, we do need, of course, these tram lines. We could also have now bus lane streets if we want to, but I'm going with the trams for now, and let's just see where we can have a beautiful little tramway going around, then especially also, of course, using then here the line with the station in the center, so it definitely needs to go right in front of the station, and then we probably continue up here right through the downtown. Is that connected? Yep, that is connected, I think, right to the little houses out here, right? So this is where the tram turns around again, goes through the center, passes the station along the industrial district here, going up to that area, right? So there we have our first little tram line, and I think since Yarmouth is such a big city now, let's create a second tram line right away that goes then through downtown as well. Right here, crosses it, and then continues to the other side. Once again, the only question is now, in what direction? Up here? Yeah, I think this is better because here there's not that many people, right? And here we actually do have some industrial zones as well, and it's ending here as well. So there we have now a tram line. Once again, we only need, I think, now a building, a tram depot once again. So let's have it outside here. Oh, wait a second, they do cross, right? So we can, yes, they do cross, so we can have one for all the lines then. Right, there we have it. Now all we need once again is a few stations, a bus, tram, for example. So here it ends, or one of the lines ends here anyway. So we can have our first station here, and then we have just two stations on either side. So this is the one, oh yeah, that goes through the center. Oh, and look at that, we got lots of new vehicles there, especially for the trucks. 1942 and the Douglas DC-49 Skytrain. Oh, with a very high speed. I'm interested in that. We'll see about this plane soon. Let's just say that we finish this line here now, or those two lines that we have. So that is the first one, and the second one that starts out here, goes through the center there. It's better to have more stops than less, or than fewer stops. Right, and here we have it right in front of the main station, and then we continue to the end. This is looking fine. So now only we need to create the trams for this. This is tram 1 Yarmouth, and then tram Yarmouth 2, something like that, I think. It's better. Then we have the stops. In this case here, it is pretty hard to see where we have to click though, right? This is wrong here now, because this is on the other track. Tram would still do it because they're connected here, but it's not the right way, of course. It's not Queen's Way, not this one. Right, so we are still in the Grove, and then we have, of course, this station here. And we have a West Street. For a moment I read the Wall Street there, but of course it's West Street. This is where the station is. And this way we can now also use then all these people for our train system. So this is tram Yarmouth 1. And then I'm going to create a second one right away. In this case, we do have it now starting here. And now we use the Queen's Way, that's right. This doesn't even have that many stations, right? Nope, it doesn't. It's fine. And back once again. Right, and this is tram Yarmouth 2. So all we need now is the trams. Let's have a look what we can go with. We had this one here so far, and this one is a newer one, so it's 20 kilometers faster once again, even though for a city that's not so important, but it can carry, yeah, 2 more people. Wow, that is incredible, right? And let's just buy 4 of them and 2 for either of these. So tram Yarmouth 1 and tram Yarmouth 2. And out they come, the latest trams that we have in usage. Beautiful. The cool thing about them is that the noise and pollution emission is way lower than with buses. So using those is more expensive and takes more time in the beginning. But once they run good. And this will now, of course, boost once again here the public transport, as we can see, already to 60. And this will, of course, continue to climb. So Yarmouth needs to be a big central hub here because it's connected to our train network. And trains are expensive, so the only way to make them profitable is by having big cities. And that's what we need to have here. And as we can see, there's a little downtown coming out here. I love how these cities grow then with the downtown in the center and then lower buildings around it. And of course the downtown grows as well then. Beautiful. There we have that. And also the train should profit by this. And we already have 96 people now waiting here, even though of course that is probably not because of the tram. And look at how nice this looks. This station was a pain to begin with, to build in the beginning, but it's looking really good now. And I knew this is going to be a big central hub. So we have the large streets here, we have a big station, so everything prepared for the future then as well in this case. And this Yarmouth can grow now, plus 70% we already have, so that's fine for it. The other thing that I want to do with Yarmouth is having more train systems, right? So we have Corringham and Ulverston. Ulverston and Corringham both don't really have good connections to anything, I gotta say that. So there's no industry really around them that I can use. As far as I can see, we have tools here, but no one needs tools. Corringham especially, they want two very bad things. They want goods and they want machines. Those two are very hard to produce. So this is going to take a lot of time. Ulverston, on the other hand, needs a bit of fuel. That would need oil, and we only have an oil well here, but nothing else. So once again, also pretty bad. But what we could do is we could deliver the oil then at some point to the fuel refinery here. And since that is producing quite a lot already, we might then just, you know, have another airport or transportation to the airport. Whatever. Something along the lines will work out. And what I can also see already is that the line that we have here to the airport, we will definitely need to do something about that. I actually like the idea of having a train stopping here at the airport, and we already have a train line going through, so we might just have a station here. And you know what, let's do this now. We might just have a station here connected then with the airport. So let's get rid of those lines here first. This should be easy since those are only passing through those tracks here. And then we're just going to have a station here for the airport. And as we can see, this is working out. It's being connected then to that right away. The only thing is I want to have it a smaller one and longer though, right? Because we're going to have long trains at some point. The only thing that really bothers me here is now the elevation. So we do have a problem with that for sure. But let's try and make this work. There we have the station now. And this is easy here. So let's just get rid of those tracks there. And we're then going to connect them here. So as we can see, this is working without a problem. On the other side, it's going to be way more difficult. I think here we're going to need more curvatures. More curves then. We'll see about that. Let's use this one first. Can I make this lower? Nope, I cannot. So this is really a problem. Can I make this along the street? Ah, look at that. What should we do about you? This is a problem. Let's try it from the other side. Oh, we have the waypoints here. This is not going well then. Let's try something else. I really want this to work, right? Because it's going to be very important to have it here. First of all, yes, we might flatten the terrain here. Evo, yeah, there we have it. Once again, Serpentine is the best because then we can use the hillside here. There is perhaps a better option than this, but I've tried a few cases now and the only way would be to go all the way to the other side here and then back again. Otherwise, he doesn't let me elevate or lower the tracks whenever I want to. So this is a bit better now since we do have the elevation. I could actually probably make this one here work even better. Yes, this would even work, right? So we don't even need these curves here. This is not necessary. Let's try it like that. This one goes up. The thing with the tracks, it's taking a bit of time there, a bit of planning. But this is actually working out as well, so we save the curve there, a corner, right, making it a bit more direct. So this... Is it looking realistic? I think so. I like the bridge here, right? And this is going right into the station then, and people can then use this station now for the airport. That is fine. The only thing that's not fine now is that we do lack these signals here once again. So we do need, of course, signals in both directions, plus also some normal path signals once again. Here, I think, yeah, we do need them again in those directions, and the same thing with here in those directions. And then let's have a look at the line, because we had already a train line here for the passengers. Nelson, there it is, Ripon, Sleepy Hollow. Right, and this one here, let's have a look. Sleepy Hollow, where is it? There it is, in the middle here. Can we squeeze in? I would like to squeeze in now or the airport station, that is. We can. And after a bit of time, once again, another train fights its way up here. And this time it's a passenger train from Sleepy Hollow to Ripon, and it's actually using the airport of Sleepy Hollow there as well. So we have 93 passengers on board. This is a very good check to see how many actually would like to use this. Of course, up here it's a bit slower, so high-speed trains will not be that possible, except if we, yeah, try a little detour here with the road or with the tracks, then later this might be possible. And let's just see, we already have quite a lot of people waiting here, so they rather prefer now the train, of course, than the bus, which is fine. And, oh, yep, there are a few people actually now switching from the train then to the plane, and I think they just connected. Yep, there they are, the people coming out for the train, passing this very dangerous street. As we can see, also private people are now using our street here. We connected the cities there by street, and they like that and using it. I like that. We cannot take any toll on it though. That would be amazing if we would have these tolling stations. And here the first train is coming in now after a very long and hard journey into Sleepy Hollow. And I'm just eager to see how many in Sleepy Hollow will use this train now to get to the airport, right? So, oh, and once again, oh, we get some very good boats here. Tow boats that we might use for the stones then right away. And as we can see, lots of people are joining or entering. And let's just see how many of those will leave it then again. Of course, it takes always a bit of time for all these things, you know, to really ramp up for the people and stuff like that, and the cargo as well, just like with the grain trains that we had in the beginning. And I don't know how you feel about it, but I could watch these things all day long as the planes are landing, people are leaving the bus, there's the train coming from Sleepy Hollow. And yeah, a few people, actually quite a lot of people are now going with the plane then. Takes a bit of time for them to come out here, but there should be lots of people. Yes, and as we can see, all those people are rushing right to the airport there. So we can of course make this bigger than in the future as well. I think we should be able to upgrade our airport then soon, or airfield. I don't know, 1943. I think with the jets, with the first jets, then we'll see that. Alright, this is looking fine. We have a few new boats. I want to see that because we do have lines with stone. So let's just check there real quick. Cargo, there we have it. And it's 175 as opposed to the old ones with 130. Plus, yeah, unfortunately it's not faster. It can just carry more. Let's switch that real quick, and there we have that. Yeah, I know why it's not faster. I can see that already. That is not looking so efficient here, but still a bit bigger, as it's, yeah, kind of like fighting its way through the water here. Beautiful, by the way. And it's just having then the stone there in front of it. And speaking of ramping up, as we can see here, for example, which started out with 5 grain only, this train is almost full now every time that it loads something into this one here. And I think, oh, it is actually full. Beautiful. So also this line here is now making profit. It's waiting for a free path. That's because we don't have a signal at the moment. in this direction. So of course we do want to have signals into this direction. There actually one would be enough. One would be perfectly enough here. Right, this is the most important one, so the train knows when it can enter and leave again. And this train here would have to have this one as well, but I don't think that there is any problem here. And as we can see, yeah, it's barely enough grain, you know, so it's very important that there's always grain coming in. So this processing plant here really produces a lot of it, which is now at the highest level. We got a few too many trucks here, I think, because they're waiting. They're still making profit though, as we can see. Yeah, a few of them. Right, so we should also repair that. But I just love watching all these trains coming in and out. It's so beautiful. I'm a huge fan of these trains. Now, speaking of which, we do want to have a new passenger line, of course. Now, Yarmouth, as we can see, is exploding now. With the public transport here up for the trams as well, we got a plus 90%, so this makes plus 150%. And because we're only using trams, as we can see, noise pollution did not increase one bit because of that. With buses, it would look completely different. Now, in that case, having a nice connection here, so people can leave now the tram or use the tram for the station. As we can see, we get lots of people now waiting, where it was only 70 in the beginning. Now, after a bit of time and the trams, we have over 200 people waiting on this line. So we will have to ramp up our passenger transportation for this as well. We're still using some older trains here, and as we can see, it's not profitable anymore because they can't carry enough people. So I'm also then working on the electrification of my long distance train lines where we don't have anything yet. Before we do that, I want to have a new train, and that is the Corringham, Ulverston, Moulton. No, Moulton is too far away. Moulton would be here. We could have a train line along this river here then, Rockdale, right? We haven't done anything with Rockdale. We're delivering the food all the time and having a bus route, I think. It is a big town now too. So that might be a good idea. And also, can we actually transport people with the ships? This would be interesting. Let's have a look at that. Passengers. Yes, we can do that. 150 people would fit into this ship there. We do have quite a few cities here along the river. That might be an interesting thing, right? Down here, Yarmouth is, I think, too far away from it. But as we can see, Moulton, for example, is right on the river. And we do have Rockdale here too. Or Rockdale to Bolton. That is nice. That is perfect. Let's have this. Let's have a passenger ship line that I haven't done yet. A passenger harbor we need for that. And as we can see, we can we make this here right on... yeah, we would have to make it here. This is a bit... It's very close here to the ocean. Oh, I see. There's lots of food and machine parts. Yeah, and the food is too far away from the sea again. From the lake there. That would have been amazing, but this is all industry. It might still work. It might still work because we could have, first of all, I could get rid of this one. Have my harbor here, and as we can see, quite a lot is then connected with it. That is fine, right here in the center. And this will connect all of that and also the bus station, because we do have a bus station here, and it is connected as we can see. So they do have a connection. And people can switch it then. Our passengers. And we do need to have the same thing then for Bolton as well. Now in Bolton, we do have more people living close to the river. And this will be interesting to see how these bridges here behave then, once I have that. We do have a bit of space here, that's good to see. Righto. And I also would like to have a smaller street then. That is connecting it with the harbor, yep. Like so. This is fine, as we can see, the buildings disappear, but new buildings will be coming up then as well. Right, and it goes then to this area, so that we have a smaller connection with the city. And let's just see. Ship. Bolton Port to Rockdale Port. They cannot be connected right now because I think because of the bridges. We cannot connect them. These bridges are not high enough. This one is, this one isn't. With the trains, it's a bit of a problem then, for which I don't have a solution, I think, because we would need a lot of space between those bridges to connect it, because the trains cannot, you know, climb very steeply. Nope, I don't think that this would be possible. It's interesting to find out, but I don't think that this would be possible because we got the station here, and the train, of course, cannot climb so high or high enough for these things here. The cars would be no problem, but the trains are a problem. Here it would be simple because we have lots of space around it. Here we don't. I might have a look into that, but I don't think we can make this work. Well, spank me and call me Sandy, it actually works. So after a bit of tinkering around, it turns out we can actually elevate the tracks there far enough with a bit of landscaping around here to elevate the whole area here. So this one has been elevated a bit. We can actually make a bridge that is tall enough in this case, and just look at how it looks to make this bridge work. The thing is though, the problem that we have here is that these tracks are very close to the lake. So, and I want to keep it like that, right? So we do have it look like this. This city here is higher than this area. So in that case, we do have this bridge now. And for the cars, it's no problem. And then a bit further ahead, we do have another bridge for the grain transporter that goes over the lake here too. And here through that, we could pass the ship. So let's check it again. As we can see, they have now a connection. So that is working. That is ship Bolton Rockdale, and all we need now is, well, a shipyard. Once again, let's look where it is. There's the shipyard. Let's have it in this area. It doesn't need anything other than the building itself. And then we can look for the passengers. We do have quite a few. Titanic unfortunately is not possible, perhaps per mod. And the Zurich here, the over 80-year-old motor ship Zurich with its home port at Romanshorn is still in service on Lake Constance. There we have it, and we put it on ship Bolton Rockdale. This is pretty cool. So this is my first passenger ship line ever. And out it comes. And we'll just see if there are any people actually who would like to travel with that. I have no idea. No idea if anyone is actually there because... Oh no, actually we don't have a train connection yet between Rockdale and Bolton. Once we have that, I don't think that the ship is really lucrative. The ship might be possible. Unfortunately, we don't have that many cities here, right? There, Molten. I could still connect it with Molten there as well, having a few ships. Just for the sake of it. Perhaps it's profitable, who knows? It's just looking really cool though. And yes, in fact, we do have the first passenger already. One is on board and he's sitting in this little cabin there. Look at that. I mean, if I would be only passenger, I would probably be somewhere up in front. But in that case, he likes it in the indoors, sitting around. And we got the first one. Very good. So at least that is something. Is someone waiting in Bolton? No one yet. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be profitable. And the ship is trying to get through the bridges. Looking at that, I don't think that it actually fits through it, but we'll see about that. And look how busy the street is beside it. Oh, we got another, the Douglas DC-4, I actually know this one. A beautiful plane, so we really have to go with the planes there as well now. And as we can see, yeah, let's say it fits through that, right? It does kind of fit through it. We got some interesting new vehicles then as well that I want to use, especially for my air traffic. And yeah, we also need to think about new ways of private transportation here because this needs to change. We got some traffic jams here and there, lots of people traveling, and the ships, which, yeah, more and more people are now waiting for it. If it's just for the beauty of it, why not, right? We can use those ships. It's working. That's all that's counting for me right now. And next episode, we're going to have some new trains and planes. Stay tuned.